Have you ever felt like you're listening to a frequency that no one else can hear? A subtle, unspoken language of reality flowing just beneath the surface of things? Do you carry the weight of sensing the truth in a room? The unspoken anxieties, the hidden intentions, the fragile masks people wear to survive the day? What if this profound sensitivity, the very thing that makes you feel so isolated, is not a flaw to be fixed, but your most extraordinary and potent power? In this exploration, we delve into one of Carl Jung's most profound insights, the immense and sometimes perilous gift of deep perception. If you've ever felt that you see too much, feel too intensely, or simply know things without a logical explanation, then this journey is for you. Before we dive in, ensure you're subscribed to our channel. And if you feel called to connect with others who operate on this same wavelength, join our private community through the link below, where we share exclusive content for personal and spiritual alchemy. Let us begin. The Perceiver's Paradox. Carl Jung, the pioneering architect of analytical psychology, journeyed deep into the human psyche and confirmed a truth that many of us feel in our very bones. Some souls are born with a higher resolution of sight. They possess an innate capacity to perceive the invisible architecture of human dynamics. Jung understood that this deep perception, what we might call the perceiver's paradox, was not a disorder but a rare and powerful form of consciousness. It's the ability to sense the dissonance between a person's words and their soul's vibration. To intuit the grief behind a forced smile or the fear driving someone's anger. But this clarity comes at a price. Jung observed that those who see through the collective illusion often become alienated by it. Their mere presence can act as an unconscious mirror, reflecting back the truths that others have spent a lifetime avoiding. This creates a silent friction, not because the perceiver is judging, but because their authenticity silently challenges the world's inauthenticity. Let's now descend into the raw, emotional texture of living with this heightened awareness. The burden of depth. Jung consistently highlighted the unbreakable link between psychological insight and emotional sensitivity. For those gifted with this deep perception, superficial conversations aren't just uninteresting, they can feel psychically abrasive. This isn't you being overly dramatic, it's a deep, systemic response from a nervous system wired for truth. Your entire being craves emotional authenticity and meaningful resonance. Modern research, like that of Dr. Elaine Aron on the highly sensitive person, HSP, validates this, showing that some brains are neurologically designed to process sensory and emotional data with far greater intensity. Perhaps you've noticed that social gatherings based on pretense leave you feeling utterly depleted, or that being alone feels more nourishing than performing for others. This is your psyche instinctively rejecting a spiritual counterfeit. Jung taught that the path to wholeness, what he called individuation, requires us to embrace the very qualities that set us apart. For a soul like yours, this means honoring your depth, not apologizing for it. This leads us to the energetic toll of this gift, carrying burdens that were never yours to begin with. The uninvited echo. Those who see with such clarity often feel with equal intensity, not only their own emotions, but the unspoken emotional states of those around them. Jung termed this phenomenon participation mystique, a state where the boundaries between self and other become porous. In contemporary language, we might call it emotional or energetic absorption. Neuroscience gives us a clue with mirror neurons which allow for empathy. But in a highly perceptive individual, this system can be on overdrive. That sudden wave of anxiety you feel upon entering a quiet office. It may not be yours. That profound melancholy that washes over you while with a friend, even as they claim everything is fine. You could be experiencing the echo of a battle they're fighting in silence. This is precisely why solitude is not an indulgence for you. It is essential energetic hygiene. It's not about escaping the world, but about returning to yourself. In the stillness, you shed the energetic residue of others and remember the unique signature of your own soul. This vital need for recalibration brings us to the survival mechanisms we develop. The fractured self. When you perceive the world with such intensity, society implicitly pressures you to dim your light. Don't be so serious. You're overthinking it. Just relax. So you learn to fracture your own identity. You develop a practical, efficient version for work, a warm, agreeable version for family, a witty, carefree version for friends. These are your personas. Jung described the persona as a necessary social mask, but one that becomes dangerous when we mistake it for our true face. Each time you suppress your intuition or numb your depth to be more palatable, you commit a small act of self-betrayal. Over time, this fragmentation manifests as chronic fatigue, anxiety, or a pervasive sense of emptiness. The cause isn't a lack of sleep, it's a lack of self. The exhaustion you feel isn't from your workload, it's the psychic weight of holding together these fractured pieces of your soul. This internal split creates a deep yearning for something profoundly real. Soul recognition. And then, every once in a long while, it happens. You meet someone, and in a single moment, there is a profound sense of being seen. There are no masks, no performances, no need for explanation. It is a silent hello from one soul to another. Jung might have called this an act of synchronicity, a meaningful coincidence where your inner world is perfectly mirrored by an outer event. These rare connections are like spiritual oases. You don't recognize them with your mind, you recognize them with your entire being. A feeling of, there you are. These moments are vital, for they prove you are not alone in your depth, but they also cast a long shadow, the deep ache of their absence. Once you have tasted this soul-level authenticity, relationships built on performance feel like a famine. Before we continue to the heart of this message, if this exploration is resonating with you, consider sharing it with someone else you know who carries this beautiful burden. And if you feel moved to support our creation of more soul-nourishing content like this, you can use the Super Thanks button below. Your support allows us to keep illuminating the path for those who walk in the deep. Now let's go to the very core of your purpose. The unspoken mandate. Individuals with this kind of depth often carry an unspoken mandate, a sense of purpose that hums beneath the surface of their lives. It's a quiet but persistent call to heal, to create, to transform, to guide. Jung framed this as the driving force of the individuation process, the soul's relentless journey to become fully and authentically itself. This path is rarely glamorous. It often demands that you release what is comfortable. Stable jobs, predictable routines, and even relationships that cannot grow with you. You are not on this earth to simply fit in. You are here to be a catalyst. Your role is not to lead by title, but by the sheer force of your presence and the clarity of your perception. Your intensity is not a character flaw. It is the engine of your evolution, pointing you relentlessly toward your life's true north. But following this compass means confronting our deepest origins of pain, the alchemical wound. Jung understood a truth that modern psychology is only beginning to embrace. Your greatest power is hidden within your deepest wound. The child who felt too much, who sensed the unspoken sorrow in a room, who couldn't ignore the cracks in the family facade. That child did not break. They became a truth seer. The very pain that once isolated you is what forged your unshakable integrity and compassion. It protected your authenticity from a world that demanded conformity. Jung's genius was in seeing that our deepest pain is not meant to be healed and forgotten, but to be integrated and transmuted. This is the essence of alchemy. Your wound becomes the wellspring of your gifts. It makes you a natural healer, a wise counselor, a courageous artist, not because you are perfect, but because you have journeyed through the darkness with your eyes wide open. Seeing what others miss is both your sacred burden and your divine blessing. It sets you apart, but it also uniquely equips you to bring truth, depth, and healing to a world starving for it. As Jung reminds us, the ultimate goal of life is not to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. It is to become fully, fearlessly, and unapologetically yourself. So now I invite you to make a declaration in the comments below. Write the words, "I am awake." Let this be an anchor for your soul, a public affirmation of your journey into your own power. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Here, we venture into the depths that others avoid, guided by the timeless wisdom that speaks to the soul. Your perception is not a curse. It is your compass. Follow it. Here, you are understood. Welcome home.